In this video we find a home for Obnixilis in a Jund midrange shell with a 70% win rate. We use Obnixilis to put devil tokens on the board and pressure our opponents with his +1. We also play Vraska and Nissa as some fellow Planeswalkers for more midrange pressure. Finally, we use Jund good stuff cards for removal and for pressuring our opponents to win the game. For a full deck tech, you can skip to the deck tech chapter at the end of the video. Hope you enjoyed today's games, and I see you guys soon. This looks good enough. All the colors, I got the removal. The Vorak fits nicely into our curve. Let's play the Vorak first here. Land.
Surrender your mind to Phyrexia's will.
Here.
We can improve upon your ideas.
I think it's better to play Shiro here. Jace isn't really a threat. And the next turn we can go Obnixilis plus Shiro's Edict. Yep.
I will clear your mind.
They take 2 damage again. I have a full exile cut down for this line of play. So their Jace is at 1 loyalty, so they can only really... They can just plus next turn, which means it's better to play off and Bankbuster, and then we can still deal with this the turn after.
Organic minds are easily quelled.
We haven't invoked the spirit, they have 2 mana open though for a counter spell.
Pleasure doing business with you.
I think it's better to draw a card here, maybe we can find a land for a land drop. And I'm going to shoot this Edict on their upkeep. Or maybe just play a spell now. Okay, that's fine. So I'm gonna sacrifice the Jace. Okay, we still do 1 damage. Man of Nixilis, so underplayed. Such a good Planeswalker. damage.
Defy me, and you.
I do want to have 7 mana before I play Invoke Despair, so that we can play for Make Disappear. Another Bankbuster. And then we just pass. That's nice. This means we can safely play Invoke Despair here. Super nice. So first let's have them lose 2 life.
Go ahead. Plead for mercy.
6 more life. And we can actually attack and get them really low. 4 life. Our op on the board. Power of Omnixilis.
Your punishment is my entertainment. What are they trying to do? Draw 4 cards, sure. Now we draw a card. Okay, first let's have them lose life unless they discard a card. Defy me, and you lose.
I think we'll just draw another card right away. Find something playable. Take Harvester. And we could actually play our second Omnixilis, but given that this one is already a 6 loyalty, this threatens the ultimate. So I do want to leave that one on the board. Okay, that's the Void Rand, it's fine.
My empire crumbles.
A beautiful thing here is next turn we can activate a Bankbuster. We'll get a 1/1, and we can use the 1/1 to casualty Omnixilis, and then we have 2 Omnixilis on the board. They just plus every turn, and we basically force our opponent to discard 2 cards each turn, unless they want to die.
this. And let's cycle away the Death Cap Blade. So, this is what we do, we draw a card, we get a 1/1. And then we casualty up next to this. And we just double plus.
I don't need respect, just obedience. Your punishment is my entertainment.
And
Pleasure doing business.
actually, we will not play the Harvester because if you play the Harvester, we give him the chance to get rid of it with a remove spell or a board wipe. Instead, we can just play next turn and put back us with it.
Kapaz. Imasahak.
Are we gonna get double jaced here?
A minor setback to phyrexia. I will shatter your mind.
Oh, that's fun. What can you do?
Emotions are distractions. Focus on the facts. I pull one thread, and you're in.
Nothing we can do about it. Anyway, I think this was still a good game. So, what do we have here? Yeah, this is good. We got early removal, we got card draw. Just get rid of these right away. The Rod Priests are just a pain. It's a pain in the ass. So just remove them right away. Play the Orb. Demo.
Families call me their adversary. Oh, I have a job for you.
So now we can play the Bankbuster and we'll get a draw out of it.
Go ahead. Plead for mercy.
Now I can attack the Obnixus here, but this means choose your poison counters.
No one beats me and survives.
So if you play Vraska and minus, he will just die to the Slaughterous Singer. Could play Nissa and get a 4/4, which I actually like the most because this also has a Spirit Bankbuster, so it seems reasonable.
Sow the seeds of perfection into the our strength multiplies.
4/4. And next turn we can play Nissa. Now what I didn't think about is that the Contaminator is going to be a 5/5 because of the Singer. But we can still block actually. I think blocking here is correct. This gets us another 4/4 next turn. And against their aggressive deck we just wanna you know, make sure we stay alive get some hold on board.
Welcome, my companion.
Nebraska, turn the Contaminator into a treasure.
Stay.
Check. Yep.
Okay, that's fine for now. We can just turn this into a treasure again. And we'll make 5/5. Dude, if Nissa stays on the board, she's just insane. This becomes a treasure. Play an underdog. Play the ridge. Pass. Well, I mean, now we'll just keep pumping out horrors and start going Horse Nebraska.
Then this fight won't matter at all.
Now our opponent is out of gas. Let's play the Vorax first, because we don't want that instead we can... Well, actually a Proving Ground is nice because we can cycle it. Otherwise we could have put it right in, so...
Welcome, my companion.
We got 4 blockers. Let's actually attack here and start applying some pressure. Proving Ground. And we just keep building the board.
Our strength multiplies.
So we should attack with everything. It's reasonable. Let's get rid of Skrelv now. And play this ridge. Yep. Yeah, this game got won just by Nissa on her own. Okay, we're going first. Gotta cut down some obs. Okay. Bankbuster. Go ahead and play an Omnixilus. Devil.
Families call me their adversary. Ha! Shake
And next
down
turn
the
we can go
locals.
Shieldred. Let's plus op first here. See what our opponent decides to do. They
Plead
give
for
card a card.
mercy.
I actually want to play Shieldred first to see if they counter it. They don't. Okay, so now that they didn't counter it, I go ahead and attack with the Devil. Because I doubt that they can both remove the Shieldred and crew the Bankbuster to kill the Omnixilus. Might still weak stone, sure. And we get an untapped land for Invoke. Ah, we don't. It's too bad. So I think the correct play here is to make another devil and then make 2 of Nixilis. Attack. Devil.
My revenge will be my goons will make quick work
Sack
of you.
this devil.
This city, the streets will run red.
This pluses no matter what.
By coin or carnage. Tribute.
And I think I also got a plus this one just because this puts it out
Your
of range of
punishment
Brotherhood's End.
is my entertainment.
Sure. Let's see how he attacks. We have a cut down for one of them. Actually save both of them.
Well,
Oh right, they got
quite
trampled.
the
But
nuisance.
still. It's quite good. Let's class those orbs first here.
Pleasure doing business. Your punishment is my
Probably will
entertainment.
Land drop? Okay, we're looking at the Vraska here, another Invoke, we still got 2 orbs on the board. Yeah, that's just a lot of pressure.
This is
I assume we top deck this. Let me actually... We can Invoke here. Vraska, not that great. Let's just Invoke. Get rid of the token and the Fable. Draw a card. And now we're just looking at a bunch of Planeswalkers. Another milestone makes so sure. Another Invoke. I mean, let's just go for it. We can pay for Invoke Despair, but yeah. Let's just go. One goes first. Double Invoke. I think we mulligan here. Not ideal, but let's stitch one up Nixilis. The Edict helps, definitely. Upgrade? Yep. Upgrade! Let's see if we can get an Nixilis down here. So now we desperately need a land. Find a land but another of Nixilis. And And
You don't stand with me. You're my enemy. Ha! Shake down the locals.
so now we have an op on the board. We are even in cards. We do have fewer lands though. So landlets plus op first.
Your punishment is my entertainment.
And they choose to discard a land. Very interesting. Pretty good for us. Okay, sure. That's totally fine. We just keep plussing on Nixilis.
Go ahead. Plead for mercy.
We play Shelly. If we just find an untapped land, we can play Invoke, Vraska, Nissa. So with one more land, a lot of options. We'll get a lot more options from our hand. That is a land. Let's make it devil actually. We do have the edict
I
here.
have a job for you.
Nobody knows Dominaria's shadows like me.
Target play really sacrifice the creature. Okay. So we just go 1-for-1 with the
Haven't
Lily.
you ever heard of personal space? Fine.
Pretty
I'll
good
take
for
my
us.
zombies and leave.
And I intend to keep around the Nixilis, so it's edict here. Now, I want to play out the Vraska. I'd rather have the Vraska countered than the Invoke. And and Vraska also draws a card. Actually, let's plus on Nixilis first here. Let's just see what our opponent says do. Takes
And
damage.
you'll lose everything.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'd rather have Vraska countered than Invoke. Again, let's plus. And let's hope he doesn't have another make disappear or negate. GG. Yeah man, early up Nixilis constantly applying pressure is a big deal. This looks really good, especially if we're going second. We got turn 1 removal, turn 2 removal, turn 2 feature. Rid of this pack leader. And let's go ahead and play Harvester. Our opponent is going to have the third chapter of Command Soon, which exiles creatures we have that die. So I'd rather have Harvest Exile than the Underdog. And we can actually just kill the Contaminator. Yeah, I think we'll do that. Do this now. This was safer than blocking, and the result was the same. Another Contaminator. play the underdog and probably cycle one land. Next turn we got the invoke. Hopefully we can block this etching so that the contaminator remains for the invoke despair. Okay, last cycle played. No, actually the ridge. We do want green mana for Anissa. And by stacking this, there was a chance that we draw into a cut down. I actually think Shira is the way better play here. Shira can block the Contaminator and gains us life. She will also gain us life with can walk Despair. Yeah. It's way better this way. And go for the throat. But let's invoke here. Depending on how he sacks, he might even get rid of two things. And this is not an artifact, we can use the stage for that. But next turn we're looking at Ob and next to us go for the throat. Go for the throat can take care of the Devastator. I won't block here, not give him more cards. Also, he might have some remove like damage spell for Shield. As long as we can keep Shield along, we're in pretty good shape. Okay, so let's sack the underdog to the Nyxolis. Let's make two devils for blocking, and then starting next turn we can start giving us start gaining us life. Oh, come on. This just kills my odds.
No one beats me and survives.
Definitely get rid of the Devastator here. Now, could block with the Devil. But that would give him 2 cards if I decide to kill it. We have a backup Shearet, so let's just block with the Shearet here. They say he gets 1 out of 4 cards instead of 2 out of 2, which I think is better. Okay, there's a play with fire. We're gonna get rid of this Kamano with Seiju. We just need every advantage that we can get here. Another Op, that's actually really good. Make another devil. pick this Nixilus
My
up.
goons will make
gain some
quick
life.
work by coin.
Yeah, and it's just a game where Shira took over.
Tribute is owed.
But these of Nixilus definitely help. Yeah, GG. There's too much damage and life gain from Shira together with the Omnixilus. What's up guys, mtg Matthew back with another video, and today we're climbing the diamond ladder with this John Midrange list that I came up with. It's a lot of fun to play, and I had a win rate of about 70% in diamond rank. I'm almost mythic with this deck, and the whole idea of this deck really started with taking a look at Omnixilus the Adversary. So Omnixilus the Adversary is the 3-mana Planeswalker from Streets of New Capenna at 3 mana that has the casualty mechanic, which lets you sacrifice a creature as you cast Omnixilus. And in the case of Omnixilus, when you do that, you copy the spell and you get a token Planeswalker that's not legendary with loyalty equal to the power of the creature that you sacrificed, right? So you can cast a 3-mana Omnixilus and get 2 Planeswalkers when you sacrifice a creature. And the abilities of Omnixilus are the +1, makes your opponent lose 2 life unless you discard a card, and if you control Devil, which Omnixilus can make with his -2, you also gain 2 life. And then it's got a -7, that lets target player draw 7 cards and lose 7 life. Now, if you remember back from for spoiler season from Streets of New Capenna, there was huge hype about Omnixilus the Adversary and how it would be the new Oko Thief of Crowns and so forth. And eventually, this card just didn't really see a lot of play. And I wanted just to take this card, put 4 copies of it in the deck, and find a shell to make this work. And actually just play this card with a bit, because I highly encourage every one of you to just take a look at cards in your collection for Standard that look good, but they never really show that in meta decks, and because of that you might never have really tried them. And I tried out Omnixilus, and I'm actually really impressed by this card. It just does a lot of stuff, right? You can just play this on turn 3 without sacrificing creature, it's not that big of a deal. You get a 3-mana Planeswalker, you -2 make a Devil, that when it dies deals 1 damage to any target. So it's really nice against aggro, it's really an awkward creature to attack into, because it can block 1 creature and then ping, for example, Athalia. And Omnixilus, if you play this early against a control deck that don't have a board presence, this can just start pressuring your opponent for 4 life a turn, unless they start discarding cards. And yeah, Omnixilus as a 4-off in this deck is just doing the work, and I highly encourage everyone to try it out. And if you really try out a card, you also get a feeling for what you can use it with. So, for example, what I've learned for future expansions is, if there are gonna be cards around that want you to pay life to make them work, Omnixilus is a great way for actually gaining life. As long as you got a Devil out, right? So that's something to keep in mind. Anyway, so I built a Jund list around Omnixilus, 4-off in the 3-drop slot. And then the rest of this deck, you could call it like a Jund Super Friends deck, kind of, but it's just really Jund good stuff. So at 1 mana we got 4 copies of Cut Down as our tool against aggressive decks. And then at 2 mana we also got a bunch of removal spells, card draw, and just creatures, right? So we got 2 copies for Go for the Throat, really nice against the Shirits of this world. 2 copies of Shirits Edict, works well against Planeswalkers, also works well against board creatures such as Grave Trespasser. And then we also got 2 copies of Abrade. It's also nice creature removal early on, and most importantly, it can get rid of Reckoner Bankbusters, of which we want 3 copies ourselves for card draw and just for having a 4/4 on the board in the form of a vehicle. And then at 2 mana we also got 2 copies of Tenacious Underdog, fantastic to sacrifice to Omnixilus, as we can cast it from the graveyard. And then 2 copies of Blood Type Harvester, which gives us a little bit of, you know, card filtering with the blood tokens. Can occasionally remove a smaller creature. And again, 3 power is the sweet spot you want to have for a creature to sacrifice for Obnixilis, because then the copy of Obnixilis comes into play with 3 loyalties. So you have 2 Planeswalkers with 3 loyalty, you can make 2 Devils from them, and you will be left with 2 1 loyalty Planeswalkers. And that's the 2 mana slot we have here. At 3 mana we got our 4 copies of Obnixilis. Really nice to play on turn 3 and sacrificing an Underdog or a Harvest to it. But it's also just fine to play it without the casualty, and then later we can still sacrifice. We'll draw additional copies of Obnixilis that we can then cast for the casualty cost. And 3 mana we also got 2 copies of Contagious Vorak. I'm actually really proud in a way of this card because in spoiler season I think this is gonna be a very playable card. 3 mana 3/3 that gets your land proliferates. And I hadn't seen anybody talk about this card in previous season, but I've seen it in multiple decks now, especially in the Attracts of the main decks. And we got 2 copies of it in our deck. Smooths out the curve, puts the 3/3 on the board. Again, 3 power, great for sacking to Obnixilis and gets us some land. At 4 mana we got 3 copies of Shearid, just an all-star in black. At 5 mana another all-star, 5 copies of Invoke Despair. Not much to say about that. And then at the top end we got our bigger Planeswalkers. We got 2 copies of Vraska, Betrayer's Sting. She works really well together with Obnixilis because Obnixilis puts 2 Planeswalkers on the board. So Obnixilis in a way benefits twice as much as other Planeswalkers from the Proliferate that Vraska does with her 0 ability. And then Vraska can also get rid of you know, problematic creatures by turning them into a treasure, because this deck doesn't have a way to exile creatures, so turning them into treasures is very useful. And then we also got 2 copies of Nissa and Ascendant Animist. Nissa by herself is a Planeswalker that can just take over the game by making those huge horror tokens, and those huge tokens with their huge power actually synergize really well for Obnixilis. If you pump out a big horror and then sack it to Obnixilis, you can ultimate right away, and either you yourself draw 7 cards or you burn your opponent for 7, finish the game. And you can also just destroy artifacts or enchantments. It's just a fantastic Planeswalker. As I said, this deck has a win rate of about 70%, so hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I see you guys soon.